And God cares about this building, and He cares about the churches that sprinkle the landscape of this nation. And if you go to Europe today, you'll see cathedral after cathedral that were beautiful, and they're empty. And if we don't get right in this nation, that's going to happen. Look around you at the sloth. Look at the empty pews. Look at the big gaps. They didn't want to hear the truth. Believe in something today.
Welcome to Beyond the Walls with Pastor Cary Gordon of Cornerstone World Outreach in Sioux City, Iowa. Check out our website at beyondthewallsradio.com. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the sermon.
Suddenly, in a persecuted church, and a church that is denied dominion, that can't have a building, that can't come together, suddenly one another, the fellowship that you have, the strength that you get from one another, suddenly becomes very noticeably important. I am saying that to you because I am adjuring you, stop taking one another for granted. Stop taking this church building for granted. You need each other.
You're listening to Beyond the Walls with Pastor Cary Gordon of Cornerstone World Outreach in Sioux City, Iowa. Don't miss the conclusion of this sermon after these messages.
Our country is no longer in need of a great awakening. America is in need desperately of a resurrection. Now, there's a difference between a resurrection and a great awakening. In far too many American churches, the Great Commission has been reduced. The emphasis is on really getting people ready to die. But the church is not here to get people prepared to die so much as we're here to equip people in how to truly live. I've written a new book that talks about this. It's called A Storm, a Message, a Bottle. You can get a copy of the book at beyondthewallsradio.com. God bless you.
Welcome back to Beyond the Walls with Pastor Cary Gordon of Cornerstone World Outreach in Sioux City, Iowa. Check out our website at beyondthewallsradio.com. Thank you for tuning in.
You can almost feel like, I can do this. I'm going to be okay. I can do this because the grace of God is coming out of them. And you can't see it, but it's happening. Grace is what keeps you going. And we're to be pitied above everyone when we don't have the persecution and we don't have the problems and we're not suffering in anguish and we haven't had to witness a beheading of some child. We need to get into the throne of grace because we need it. Did you know that just the idea that somewhere in America there are believers praying somewhere, Americans that are praying, just the word to know that there's a church somewhere that cares, that's praying, just the knowledge of that, grace finds its way into the caves of the mountains. And parents and their children that are fearful and trembling, they encourage one another saying, there's a church in America and they're praying for us. This is how God works.
Don't miss the conclusion of this sermon. Check out our website at beyondthewallsradio.com. Thank you for tuning in.